people, and welcome to For a Different Lens podcast. I'm your co-host, Joe.
I'm Deji.
And I'm Jacob.
How we doing, my brothers? How we doing?
All good this week, all good. Positive week so far, so looking forward to it.
Cannot complain at all.
Nah, for real. Actually can't complain. That's good. Let's just get straight right into it then.
Yes.
What I mean? Question. Obviously, we like our questions. And I'm actually going to ask the question for once. Usually it's one of the guys. But guys, why resist change? Or how do you react to change? Etc. But the main question is obviously why resist change?
I think for me, nowadays, like with anything, you weigh up pros and cons of why said change is happening. Then you start to think, how is that going to impact your life and what you're doing, what you got going on? Then I guess it's a case of, is it going to benefit me? Is it not? Or you'll find a way to not resist, but change the whole situation. So you change the change. So it can suit you.
Right, I understand. I get you.
But why you resist it? Because sometimes you don't even want to change. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. That old famous saying that you hear every now and again.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess people don't want to. Some people just don't want to change.
I'd say comfortability.
Yeah.
That's probably why most people resist changing. I feel like they're comfortable in one space, and they see everything outside, and it's a difference. It's a big difference. So if they're comfortable in somewhere, they feel like if they're comfortable here, they may as well just stay here. Personally, for myself, I don't feel like I do resist change because of my career. So in terms, it's ever changing. So it's kind of one of them things where change is usually a better thing. But I feel like comfortability is the main kind of reason why people resist change. And you can get. I think people need to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, definitely.
And that's why I think change is obviously difficult for some. But all in all, I feel like it sometimes it's for the better. But as Dej said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So you know.
But sometimes, like, I feel like if you don't change or if you don't adapt, you kind of hinder yourself. Because this world is forever changing. And the more you don't adapt, the more you just get left behind.
That's true. 100%. Because you can see that happening, like, just people in general.
Yeah.
You can see the world's moving and they're stagnant.
Sometimes you see what eras people are just stuck in, like. You see it right in front of you.
You can see from, I don't mean to bring up, like Brexit. People didn't want to change certain things.
Yeah, now it's here, it's calm, it's gone.
You get what I mean?
You're just living in it now.
See?
Literally.
So, I feel like personally, I feel like it's an older generation that resists change more than the younger generation. I feel like we're ready to evolve and move on to new things.
They're more stuck in their ways.
Yeah, but I feel like once they've gone through something, they're just like, you know what? They've gone through and seen enough that they don't want to change anything. They're happy where they are. Whereas we're trying to push to the next level, and we know that change can obviously affect us in both a positive and a negative way. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're more optimistic and we want to take leaps of faith. Yeah. So that's why we don't resist change as much.
No, that's fair. I think the point that you both made on being comfortable is a very big one, actually. I remember speak to one of my colleagues about this during the week, actually. Just in terms of like career progression and stuff like that. And obviously your place of work's different to like ours and stuff like that. But in a place of work, it's so easy to be comfortable. Like, say you're in a good team, etc.
Right.
Like working team and stuff. It's just easy to be like, okay, cool. When am I gonna go for the next step, kind of thing? It's like sometimes it can somewhat bypass you. Right. Because things are just all rosy and all you're in a little bit of a bubble, innit? Yeah. Until like sometimes you'll think, oh shit, this amount of time's gone past. Like, where has all this time gone? Yeah. But because you've been in your bubble, it could be good, like fast pace, etc. Blah blah blah. You just then think, okay, cool. Maybe now it is time to potentially switch it up, etc. But then the flip side to that is there's people that like I know or that I'd see they can, in terms of going back to a job reference, they can chop and change job. Like they're on this I'll stay in this role for a year, 18 months max, and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, like I'd never been like that, innit?
Right.
And there's people that are like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, fair play, but whichever floats your boat, innit? But at the same time, in terms of just resisting to change, I think, like you both said, it's just people being somewhat stuck in their ways. If it ain't broke, it ain't fixed, etc.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also being adaptable to the situation and stuff like that. Or like you said, with the times.
Especially times like this, you have to be adaptable.
But that's what, I won't say it hinders people, but I feel like some people just don't. Some people in general just don't like changing it.
Yeah,
you get me.
I understand that, but surely, obviously, from a workplace perspective, surely how the world's moving, in terms of just technology and stuff like that, you're gonna have to change in some form of way.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know everything used to be.
How about people? They resist, man.
Well, I'm not doing that. I'll do it on a pen and paper.
They resist, man. They resist. And it's habits as well, innit?
That's a very good point. Actually.
It's habits of doing things a certain way. Then if someone says, "Oh, you have to do it like this now," because now like things have come to place where you just have to do it differently. They can just all hell can just break loose, man.
Right. So it's just a case of them not wanting to. They just don't want to change.
They just don't want you like that, man.
Isn't that difficult to work with then for you guys? And that sort, isn't that kind of stubbornness, wouldn't that be difficult to work with? Because in my line of work, when in football you have to be ever evolving. If you're stuck in the 90s, you're getting left behind. Because essentially you can see from just management, the managers that were stuck in the 90s that were managers in the Prem and now in League 2.
But I think I might have said this in one of our early episodes about going in terms of sports, how like or probably just discussing with both of you outside of recording, how managers could be or coaches could be so stuck in their ways, and like it shows when you're not going with the current times as per. It's like when, just for argument's sake, Mourinho getting sacked last week from Roma.
Yep.
It's like people are like, boy, has he really? Last couple jobs now, has he really got with the times?
He's never really evolved, has he?
Yeah, like
because his style worked and he's stuck with my style works. I'm gonna do it my way and no one else's way.
It worked at the top.
Yeah. But the game's evolved so much since it worked for him.
Yeah.
It's like, do I carry on doing that, or do I switch it up, or do I know how to switch up?
Yeah.
I feel that's different. In management, I think it's different because I don't know if people know how to switch it up. If they have a style of play and they know their players, they're trying to, and they've won.
Implement it.
Yeah, and they always say, I've won this league before doing this. If you haven't won the league doing what you're doing, why are you telling me what to do?
Yeah.
That's where I feel like Mourinho's kind of in a place of power where you can say, look, maybe my ways are ancient, but I've won doing it.
I mean, that's his bargaining chip, innit?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about a bargaining chip later still.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because it's gonna tie in nicely. But another thing is, you see the beautiful thing about sport, is that it will show you who cannot be adaptable just by a period of time.
Yep.
The managers from 10 years ago aren't the managers now. The managers from 20 years ago aren't the managers now.
You can see
same thing with same thing with players as well, to some degree. The ones that didn't adapt, are the ones that maybe retired earlier than usual, or the ones that maybe fell out of the game, or the ones that just aren't around no more.
Yep.
Because I know, bare players they're just not around no more for many different reasons, whether they love the game or not.
Yeah.
But all the ones that they can't talk on the game now.
Yeah.
Because they don't have an opinion on what's going on now. They don't understand why the game's being played like this. So you can see even with some of the pundits we have.
Pundits, yeah. That's a very
with the
good
pundits
point,
we have, some of them are adaptable, but some of them you can feel like they're still clinging on to what was.
funny you said that. Is Graham Souness said something the other day on Pogba. I think it was on Simon Jordan's podcast. And he was just talking about like the reason why he came across so harsh on him, etc. during his United tenure. And like you get people that were like, oh yeah, like everything he said is right. But at the time, it wasn't. It wasn't because
right, man.
It was personal attacks.
100%.
Because
every week.
If he felt that way, he should have just said it, you know.
Yes, because he was basically saying to Simon Jordan like, oh, Pogba had all the ability to be the best midfielder in the world, etc. Blah blah blah. And it's not saying that now in hindsight.
But you weren't saying it like that before.
Then
it was all digs on Sky. So every weekend was a dig. Even if Pogba played well, it was he should be doing that.
Yeah,
he's worth 90 mil.
It's like, bro,
so he could never win.
And it just become bare personal and stuff. And that goes back to like somewhat the old heads.
Yeah.
That whether that's sports, etc. In fact, just life, innit? Once they've got a form of ideology, it had, because it works for them 20, 30, 40 years ago.
It should work.
It must be the exact same format. And I'm like, bro, it's like, at the same time, it's like, you also, you see it now with the way people react to female punditry.
Yeah,
they're not happy with the
someone's
change.
just not happy with
Yeah,
it.
it's like, and
get with the times, Joey.
It's like once someone chats so much shit or so much negativity, it's gonna become good for them regardless in this day and age. Because you're gonna get the extremists that will come out underneath the woodworks and be like, yeah, he's got a point, blah blah, all that jazz, or I won't even go in a political sense, but like you know what I'm talking about, innit?
Yep, 100%.
And I'm like, bro, like, it takes a dickhead to say something for you to feel like, oh yeah, I got chest. Like, yeah, this shouldn't be happening in this type of way. And I'm like, bro, like, as you can see, we're in a world now where things are ever changing.
Yep.
They're so resistant to female punditry change. I'm like, bro, if it works, it works.
Yeah, what's the
Get
problem?
me? Like, when people then bring up the fact that some of them make mistakes, I'm like, the male pundits make hella mistakes.
Yes.
But it's because they're ex-pros,
that you don't want to say anything.
And it's generally it's always been like a man's game in that sense. You're not really gonna take it in, but any little thing, they'll be like, Henry scored 25 goals that season when he actually scored 26. They'll nitpick that little thing, innit? And I'm like, bro, like, let people grow into their role as well.
Of course,
like,
of course.
That change early on is never gonna be perfect. There's some people that just get stuff and they'll be bang on it, innit? So, you just speaking about that just made me think of, because it's been a topic of debate on social media for a couple of weeks now in terms of like a certain ex-pro that's just
killing the female pundits,
things, and then other people be like, yeah, and like, I think I might have said it.
You're just a bully, man.
Yeah, I just said like, I'll say it to like my friends and everyone. If you know I've never really agreed with that person or anyone's ideologies, for instance, the one time that they make a good point, please do not send it to me. Yeah. Because that good point, it
ain't gonna mean anything to you.
It's not gonna mean anything to me.
It don't rub out all the bad points they've made.
Literally. And it's not even for this one person in particular that's been on female punditry. I see it for like other people outside of sport, just in world in general. And I'm like, it's not, I've got my mind set on how they think, because I kind of have, but I'm like, they're just because they're trying to be positive in that sense. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna forget everything
what they said before. Or
your actual feelings and thoughts on people or race, etc. Anything like that. So,
one good thing can't erase the 100 bad things you said.
No, and I remember saying that to one of my friends months ago about when they were sending me someone.
Must be mad.
I was like, bro, I genuinely like, I don't care what this person does. I don't go to look for their positive or negative quotes.
Right.
And it's gonna be like that. They've put themselves in that box. That's my feeling of them.
They're gone to me, man.
Yeah,
unless 100%. They become the best Samaritan in the world,
but
change their life around.
But still,
unless they've changed their life around, given their life to Christ, baptized 50 children.
I still can't trust you.
Yeah,
because you're too wishy-washy.
Yeah,
you've gone from that side to that side. So where is the balance?
You just want to go with, okay, this might be popping now. Maybe it's time for me to make a change.
Yeah,
in this sense, but you're not actually making the real change.
Yeah, you're just a trend man. You just want to jump on the trend of what's going on, and then okay, cool.
Yeah, that's like the modern day internet warrior.
Mate,
Jumping on the trend and looking for something viral, man.
It's sad. It's sad to see, but
well, on the particular question, I was just reading some stuff earlier in the day, and I saw a quote from Harvard Business School, which I've got up again. And this was from like their magazine in 1969, I believe. And one of the quotes for like say how to deal with resistance to change was, the key to the problem is to understand the true nature of resistance. Actually, what employees resist is not usually technical change, but social change. The change in their human relationships that generally accompanies technical change. So that's just one I want everyone to think about, you get me? But even the whole read in general, I remember reading it earlier during the day and I was like, okay, cool. This is obviously because I knew the question at hand. I was like, let me actually see different things. And like, man's reading up Harvard Business School and that, you get me?
No, big up yourself, Joe, get me?
You gotta do to the, the situation scenario, not being resistant to change. Know what I mean?
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? But yeah, cool. We can move on to the next topic.
Yes, which is iconic shoe deals.
Yes.
Before you do that, we're gonna cheat and do song of the week early.
All right.
That's good. That's
We're
good.
gonna cheat and do song of the week early.
Okay.
Get me?
I've got
for everyone watching early on. Beam.
I've actually got mine. It's gonna be another artist you guys don't know, but it's it's good.
I've got a new artist.
Okay.
That I only come across last week. So.
Okay, nice. But I'm gonna put you guys onto someone. Well, you might know him. But it's Michael Kiwanaka. And the song is Piano Joint. This kind of
shit. Here we go again.
I thought he was saying shit in terms like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, Michael Kiwanaka, Piano Joint. This kind of love. He's actually a British artist. The first time I saw him, he was on Glastonbury.
Oh,
funny
you've
enough.
seen him before?
Nah, I saw him on Glastonbury, and then I
Okay.
started watching. I was looking for his songs. And
No
then
way.
What?
I have one of his songs.
You would do.
Jeez.
You just don't know what his song is.
Told you guys episodes
Yeah.
ago, Deji, most random playlist.
Yeah, but Michael Kiwanaka. What song do you got? What song do you have?
Hold on.
Mate, I'll tell you, even whatever game me and Deji go to this weekend, I'm gonna come across new songs for sure.
Place I Belong.
Yeah, I thought you had that. That's a good track.
Is that one of his main songs?
Nah, but it's a good track on the album.
Nah, fair.
So it's the song you said on Love Hate?
Nah, mine's on Kiwanaka. Love Hate's his first one.
Okay.
Well, it's first one that I listened to.
I ain't got a clue, guys. I ain't got a clue.
Love and Hate was the one where I started listening to him when he was at Glastonbury. Then I saw his Tiny Desk concerts.
Do you know what I think? Because I think the song Love Hate is in Suits. It's in like the last season of Suits, I think.
Okay.
And I think that's how I got the song anyway.
You're Shazamming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do that sometimes as well. I'm like, right, what's this? Get me?
Because the last season of Suits went kind of hard.
Yeah, but Michael
They brought it
Kiwanaka,
back. Cool.
Piano Joint, This Kind of Love.
Michael Kiwanaka, Piano Joint, This Kind of Love.
Yeah, This Kind of Love's in brackets. But
Okay.
It's Piano Joint. Not the intro either. It's
Yeah,
the real
I
one.
was about to say.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to go or should I go, Dutch?
Yeah, you go.
Dylan Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him?
Yep.
Flipping no.
You're not
Damn
going to
it.
get many artists. I don't know. I listened to it.
Hey, I come across this song last week and I was like, ooh, okay, cool. What day was that? Was it last week when I went to it or this week? Whatever day, I was banging it in the morning. I was like, okay, cool. I can't remember whose Instagram I come across and I seen it. And you know, like when I said that time, Rui was playing a song that I was like, but yeah, the song's Open. Dylan Sinclair, Open. So that's my song of the week. I was like, okay.
Nice.
One, it was completely new for me.
Yeah.
Get me? Nice little R&B vibe, because remember I said for my birthday I was on my R&B stage of life, so I haven't forgot about that. And then yeah, Dylan Sinclair, Open. I got another song, but I'm gonna bring that up later in the episode. Get me?
Okay, my one is a Old Joint by Burna Boy. Old.
What are we talking old?
Before Dread's old.
Okay, that was High Top old.
Before High Top.
Okay, what
Right.
song's this? Yeah.
It's called Firewood.
Firewood. I never get that. What album? Is it even on the album?
I don't think it's on the album, you know.
Let me even check what year
Firewood.
that came out.
But listeners' discretion is advised.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this is Burna Boy before. This is Best of Burn Series Volume 1.
Rah. Even looking at the picture.
Yeah. 2011.
11, rah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is old school.
Because it came on my shuffle. I was like, right, I ain't heard this song in years.
Firewood.
The fact that it was on your shuffle. You see what I said? This guy's playlist, bruv.
Yeah, shuffle. If you shuffle your songs on your phone,
Yeah, you're gonna get anything. That is true.
Or you in particular.
Now most men will get anything.
I got thousands of songs on there.
Because last year,
rock on.
how many, does Apple Music tell me how many different artists?
songs?
Different artists you listen to a year.
Yes, I have to go to
On
that
the
wrap
Wrapped.
up thing.
I'm pretty sure per year I listen to like 700 to 1,000 new artists.
Huh?
I try and find new music every day though.
700 to 1,000 every year.
Yeah, that's a mad
New
thing though.
artists.
I ain't gonna lie.
Bro,
I try and find.
I don't
new
think
music.
I've done that in 10 years.
Bro. I could, but
in fact, 20 years.
But every time we come here, I could name you a different artist.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Next
So-
week, can you name a song that we know?
I'll try to. I'll try
But
to.
I know.
I'll try to. But
Des
like
might know it. Oh,
on
shit.
different artists, I try and find a new song. Me and my boy Peas, we used to do this. Try and find a new song from a new artist every day.
Fair.
That's serious, you know.
Because you don't want everyone to listen to the same thing. So you listen to different genres, different artists, and see how much you like the genre. See how much you like the artist.
I hear that. I'll go out and look, but once I listen once or twice, probably just kind of go back to the norm.
Nah, man.
Unless it's because I don't create playlists though.
But even
I
if you
just
go
don't
down,
prefer.
you're on Spotify.
Yeah.
You see when you play one song on Spotify or let an album play, and then it starts giving you its own.
Yeah.
See, that's where I find loads of new artists.
To be fair, that's what that's how I used to
so-
come across new songs in
Okay.
general.
I listened to 908 artists.
See,
When?
Last year.
Right.
yeah, bro, I'll find easily 700 to 1,000 artists a
Can
year.
you find that on Spotify as well?
And
Yeah.
it shows me
Yeah, I
my
need to-
top
Wrapped.
10 artists as well.
I'll look at that
Yeah,
after.
on your Wrapped, it tells you how many artists. Like I remember one year it was 1,500.
Right. Heady One's in my top 5.
That doesn't
Listening.
surprise me.
Oh wow!
You used to bang Heady.
Yeah, I did actually.
But remember, there's artists that have 1,000 listens on songs. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
there's like artists that you just find and you're like, oh my goodness, the world don't have a clue about this person.
Oh, there was one actually. Oh, I had to go to YouTube because there was nothing going on Spotify. Let me find. You don't continue.
There's
But I remember.
yeah,
finding
because I remember being on TikTok and finding an R&B artist, and his name is El Amin, this brother.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he, I used to just like his TikToks because he had no songs out yet, no songs on Spotify, and I just always come back to Spotify. And he had a Colours. He blew up. He's singing a D'Angelo song.
Oh, yeah, the colours as well.
Yeah, blew up singing a D'Angelo song, and then he brought out his own tracks, and now he's got what 890k followers, listeners on Spotify now. But I found him just listening on TikTok. I found loads of artists just listening on TikTok.
Oh, right.
Artists that and then you start looking at their background. They live local. You're thinking,
Oh, is that guy?
nah, he's England, but
Oh.
he's not. Yeah, but like
It's still local though.
even like Jazz Caris.
I feel like I know that name.
Jazz Caris is Croydon.
I don't even think I know.
She's got
Jazz
songs
Caris.
with Jules. You know that you'll know Jazz Caris' songs with Jules. You'll 100% know them. She's
With
got
Jules?
Jules baby.
Okay.
She's got was it Summer in the Ends? Maybe love.
You know me, I'm not great with titles.
You guys will know it. She's also got let me give you one of Jazz Caris' songs that you definitely know of one of Jules' albums.
I spell the Caris.
Karis.
I probably do know it because there was a point I was banging out Jules' album.
Soweto Blues.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Then.
Soweto Blues.
I know the French Caris.
No, Jazz Caris.
Yeah, so Soweto Blues is a banger.
Yeah, that's Jazz Caris on that song. And then she got like,
Dun, dun.
but I've been listening to Jazz Caris since SoundCloud. So since she had no listeners,
Is it?
I was on a SoundCloud.
I do like coming across like artists that are not up and coming at all, or
Yeah.
not that are not. That's rude. that are not up and coming.
Yeah.
That are up and coming, but no one's heard of them or
I
etc.
used to love finding those gems, man.
Because I come across, it was on Instagram. I don't know if you lot have seen some page. I forgot what it's called, but it's like this guy or whoever goes up to couples in New York. He asks them, "Are you a couple?" I forgot what the page is actually called.
I've seen them though, yeah.
Yeah, and
And they ask you, how did you meet?
Yeah. So then one guy, his name is Sway, I believe, but EY. And his girl was just talking about how she loves his music and stuff. So I think he was tagged in the thing. So I went on his Insta, tried to look on Spotify, but then I found it on YouTube, and he's actually he's decent still. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him a look. Like, I like finding stuff like that, innit?
Yeah.
Whether I keep it up long term, that's a different story. But get me.
That's how I found one of my favorite R&B artists, Kenyon Dixon.
Cool.
Literally, same way, just listening, come across him. I said, hold on. In fact, I went to a concert. He was opening. Listened to him. I said, oh, this guy's serious. Then went home, started listening to it. I said, this is one of the best R&B artists I've ever heard.
Oh, decent.
So, same with Lucky Day.
So, just to wrap up our songs of the week, yours is...
You had someone you were finding there?
No, it was that was the guy's name.
Oh,
Sway.
okay.
I think his Instagram is Sway Up. But I was trying to remember the Insta page that I found, the couples thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'll send it to you later. But just to wrap up, songs of the week, your song was
Michael Kiwanaka, Piano Joint. This Kind of Love.
Mine was Dylan Sinclair, Open.
Burner Boy, Firewood.
There we go.
Yeah,
Burner Boy
nice.
from
2011.
the old edits. If you go on YouTube and just look at the video
discretion.
picture.
No, listeners' discretion is advised.
Get me? So, yeah, cool.
Make sure there's no children in the room for that one, man.
Sorry, I interrupted you talking about the next topic.
Oh, it's all right. So, our next topic is actually iconic shoe deals in sport. And we've obviously wanted to have a conversation about this for quite a while, to be fair. It's been pinned for us. I kind of went down a list and kind of found some from obviously the new age and some from that I didn't know about, and I don't think anyone really has a real eye on, but are really iconic in terms of how they probably transformed the world and kind of transformed how we look at shoes. Obviously, we'll start off with the basic one. So we have, not a basic one, but Harry Kane recently has signed obviously a massive shoe deal, a lifetime deal with Skechers, which is obviously kind of a big thing because it's kind of Skechers' first thing into sport, into football essentially.
Yeah.
And he's at the forefront of it, signed a lifetime deal, which is obviously great for him. It helps obviously him being Bayern Munich, number 9, big move, probably best English player right now. So that's kind of one of the big iconic deals that has happened in football as of most recent, and something different because obviously we haven't
even when you told me, I genuinely, maybe it wasn't something that I saw publicized and anything, but I was like, Skechers football boots, fair. When you first told me, I was like, fair.
Because I was thinking New Balance, but Skechers, that's big for them still.
Yeah, because they've got a few lifestyle ambassadors like Jamie Redknapp. So he's kind of one of the footballers or ex-footballers that's kind of part of the brand, but they haven't got anyone. They didn't have anyone with the star power of Harry Kane.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, they've signed a few more people underneath. They signed a few young players, a few England under-20s as well.
Fair. To
their brand as well. So they're kind of looking at that kind of New Balance, what New Balance kind of started with. Because when New Balance first started, they signed Aaron Ramsey. They kind of took people from Adidas and signed them to New Balance.
Yeah.
And then obviously they kind of built the brand from there. Obviously New Balance was big in lifestyle and running, but wasn't the biggest in football and sport. So funny enough, we say New Balance, so because New Balance, we you spoke about it, Endrick.
Yes.
Endrick is due to be
young baller.
Yeah, he's due to be the face of the New Balance brand for football.
Yep.
Which is a big deal. I don't personally know much about Endrick, but obviously I know he's moving
to Real Madrid.
Yeah. And he's meant to be the next big thing. And obviously I feel like New Balance want to start the campaign behind him.
We'll see though, because when the youngsters always go Real Madrid, you never know what happens, innit?
And to be fair, the Brazilians, majority of them tend to
they
eventually flourish.
Yeah.
In recent years, Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo, they've come into their own.
100%.
I think Endrick met up with the team just before their winter break. I believe when the Brazilian season finished, because his team won the league, I believe. Palmeiras, is it Palmeiras? Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how, it's not going to, because Real Madrid, they're so good, they've got so much quality, he doesn't have to do anything straight away.
Yeah,
he can actually be embedded in time,
nicely.
whereas if it was just say United, for instance.
You need to be on it from the first second.
it'll be issues, but sorry, you said.
Also with New Balance, there's obviously in football we've got Saka, we've got Sterling that's left Nike as well to sign with New Balance, kind of got his own shoe, his own boot, in a great shoe deal there. Obviously Sadio Mane, big for Africa with the New Balance.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing.
Yeah, so he's kind of the face of African New Balance, but he's kind of a big face of New Balance anyway. And then obviously if we go to tennis, we got Coco Gauff. Young black upcoming tennis star, one of the best black female tennis players in the world. Tennis players in the world. Let me say that.
Yeah,
I think world number 4. She's in top 5 because she's in the semi-finals for the Australian Open.
Yeah, and she won the US Open just recently, just gone. So Coco Gauff flying a flag for New Balance on that side of things. And obviously, if we move to basketball,
she done. Who's the 400-meter hurdler for America? Is it Sydney
McLaughlin?
Yeah. She's also New Balance as well. Yeah, because they were doing the adverts.
Yes, she's 400-meter hurdle world record holder,
world-class athlete.
She went for the 400 meters. She didn't go for the hurdles this time.
I think she didn't do
She got injured though. You're right.
I don't know if she was injured, but I don't think she.
Something happened. I just can't remember what.
I do remember. She didn't do the competition or something. Maybe focusing on the Olympics coming up this year.
Then obviously we have Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
Quiet superstar, but a big superstar. But he signed a deal with New Balance when he came to LA. Obviously to try and take over the king from LeBron, which we know has not happened. Still,
LeBron James
still hasn't happened. But yeah, that's another one in the new school, obviously, with New Balance. And you can kind of see what New Balance are doing.
Yeah.
In terms of trying to get the upcoming stars and
it's good though.
Take them away from the Nikes, take them away from the Adidases, and kind of promote their thing.
Kawhi came to London, was it just before the NBA season started?
Yep.
Well, and he was at Arsenal game. He's got a picture of Saka, etc. So that was definitely
for work.
Yeah,
100%. You know that man ain't coming anywhere if it ain't for money. So yeah, New Balance have got a great up and coming program.
Yeah, they have to be fair.
Especially with what they're trying to do. And you know what? Everywhere I go now, you see people in New Balance. New Balance is the new lifestyle trainer.
I mean, my trainers today,
New Balance.
They're so comfy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm even gonna buy another pair.
I tested that as well when I bought my first pair of New Balances.
Remember, I was questioning you there. I was like, which ones? Blah blah blah. Because you were probably one of the first I actually saw wear New Balance. So
yeah, but they're like New Balance as a brand in terms of what they're doing. They're kind of taking over the lifestyle space. So they're up and coming in everything. So big them up as well. Another smaller brand which I wanted to touch on, which was Under Armour, because they've got athletes. Well, their most iconic athlete is easily, and everyone knows, Stephen Curry.
Chef. Woo!
And he is signed.
I almost wore his top today.
The chef shiver.
He signed a sensational deal with Under Armour. I think he's got a percentage of the company.
His is a lifetime, isn't it?
No,
it's more of a
But he owns some of the company.
Yeah.
So that's basically lifetime.
Yeah.
As long as you have it, it's yours.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So that's one of the shoe deals that's changed the game, because he left Nike at a time where Nike were taking all the NBA players.
Yeah.
And he chose to leave Nike. And I feel like it was because the shoes weren't for his feet, and obviously he made a decision, and that kind of changed the game in terms of what NBA players are doing now.
Yeah, Under Armour was predominantly for fighters.
Yes. Yes.
Then you start to see The Rock wear it all the time. Then Steph Curry.
But we're not gonna discredit the man that actually started the Under Armour train, which was Brandon Jennings. So when Brandon Jennings was overseas, he's the man that was the first person to really put on those Under Armour shoes.
Jeez.
And he's
in the NBA or overseas?
He was in them overseas, but then in the NBA, obviously he would have been in the NBA as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he was the first kind of guy to branch out from the Nike, the Adidas, and wear something completely different. Obviously, completely different, and that was Brandon Jennings, and he kind of kick-started what we're seeing now in terms of people leaving the massive companies to go and sign with smaller companies to be the main guy, to be a big fish in a small pond, essentially.
Yeah, in their own pond.
Yeah. And Brandon Jennings, funny enough, he's done a collab with Steph Curry recently. So Steph Curry's done a collab with Brandon Jennings as like a thing where you started this.
Okay.
So him and Steph Curry.
Steph basically acknowledged that.
Yeah.
So
they've collabed
that's
and done a shoe together. So
hasn't De'Aaron Fox signed with
Under Armour as well?
Because he signed he signed under Steph basically.
Yeah, under the Steph Curry, but Steph Curry's got his own.
Yeah, he's basically a Steph Curry athlete kind of thing.
Yeah,
but he's competitor. I was
Yes.
like, when I remember seeing that early in the season, I was like, bro,
wasn't it during the playoffs? They did the deal. I feel like it was when they were playing them.
Maybe, but I believe because of it or the talks, etc., they trained with each other throughout the summer.
Yeah.
And they're basically one of the main point guard battles in the West. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's a serious one, man.
Another one in the NBA that's in Under Armour, Joel Embiid.
Yes.
Joel Embiid is now wearing Under Armour trainers, putting up 70 points. We'll speak about that.
We'll speak about that.
But he's obviously putting up 70 points. Under Armour is a great brand that branched out beyond. They've always been beyond, as you said, for fighters. Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. On De'Aaron Fox, if you haven't watched his interview when he talks about going to Under Armour, it's actually good. I remember watching our Big News season. I suggest watch it. But
tune in. But yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
AJ has been with Under Armour
since the beginning.
Yeah. So that's another one. Like he's been
the UK Under Armour face, basically.
100%. He's a face of a lot of things in the UK. I feel like he's a face of Lucas Aid, Hugo Boss, but he's just massive.
The AJ brand is killing it, bro.
Yeah. But Under Armour for him. And then when we go to the NFL, it's interesting because we don't think of this guy when we think of Under Armour, but we probably should. Tom Brady.
It's true, you know.
You're right.
It's actually true.
It even occurred to me.
Tom Brady.
It's actually true. He's been the biggest name in the NFL, in NFL history, and it's actually true.
You see the problem with it, yeah. We don't think about it because you can't really see their face, innit? So it kind of disconnects you from like the other stuff they have going on.
Very true. To be fair, with Brady as well, TB12 was the one that was promoted more. In that sense.
Than Under Armour.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, that's a good point. If you're not one of the quarterbacks, you're generally not.
Because lots of them will have shoe deals, but because we don't really like see them,
you won't know. Yeah, because obviously Cam Newton was with Under Armour as well.
See,
but it's not like it's things you don't know. Justin Jefferson's with Under Armour.
Yeah, I knew JJ was.
So there's a few players with Under Armour. And then obviously we have if we go to tennis, there's my goat in tennis, Roger Federer. I think Djokovic is the best player ever, but my greatest of all time.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Because I was watching something this week, and I was like, people need to differentiate their favorite player with the greatest player.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no.
Djokovic
is the best ever.
He is.
But Federer is the person that made everyone fall in love with tennis. It's like Ronaldinho in football.
Thank you.
And Messi, but you get what I mean, or those sort of things.
All of Federer's sponsors are crazy anyway.
They are, but he left Nike. It's funny that a lot of people left Nike.
And he recently left. Oh yeah, no, not recently. How long ago was that?
Well, I'm gonna say probably like 5 years ago now.
But yeah. It's good. I say recent because he's only just
But yeah, he obviously left Nike and signed a $300 million deal with Uniqlo.
I feel like Djokovic was with Uniqlo beforehand.
He was, and he's with Asics.
Yeah. I remember when his Uniqlo, it actually spotted like.
I used to think, what's that? But now I wear that shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
Uniqlo is a great shop.
This tracksuit is Uniqlo.
Uniqlo is it?
But I've known about Uniqlo.
Yeah. So obviously Federer making that transition from obviously Nike to Uniqlo was massive at the time because obviously they're losing tennis stars. Obviously they still got Rafa Nadal.
Yeah.
I think it's their last kind of one. They got Alcaraz.
They've got Alcaraz.
Alcaraz. Yeah, they've got him as well. So. They've got the up and coming tennis stars.
But with Nike in general, and initially I used to see it across football more, but now it's showing more across sports. They've actually smallening down like their clientele.
100%.
Like, so people think they're losing. Nike's lost this person. Nike's not renewed their contract with, with most people.
Yeah. Like I know someone that the ins and outs of what was happening. They were getting, as you said, they weren't renewing contracts for players that they didn't feel can bring something to the brand.
And these were big names as well.
They let Neymar go.
Yeah.
They let Neymar go to focus on Mbappe. Because you can't have the two.
Yeah. To them, they just want that. They're enough one, innit?
Because if you think about across sports, they have Cristiano Ronaldo football. They have
and then with the young players for football, Mbappe and Haaland.
Yes,
that's it. Literally,
and then
that they care about like that. But
then you got
and Rashford as well, actually.
But then you got LeBron James in basketball. You got Ja below him.
Lifetime.
They got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's got a lifetime contract. With Nike.
He does. But if you go, the main one's LeBron James. Yeah. Then you got, if you go young players, they got Ja signing really he's probably on his way to a lifetime deal.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, if you
don't shoot anyone,
we don't even know.
Everybody going down.
We don't know, but he's on the way to a kind of a lifetime deal. So, and then you've obviously got tennis, and with their tennis, they've got Rafa Nadal, they got Alcaraz. Am I saying his name right? Alcaraz. Yeah, I thought so. And then obviously, so they've kind of narrowed their market. They said, look, we're focusing on the big guns, and we want the best player in the world at this time, and that's it.
Jeez.
So if you see a lot of people switching boots, which you have seen in the Premier League recently.
Yeah, Nike did not renew their contract with bare athletes over, I'd say, the last 5 years alone.
Yeah, because Sterling used to be Nike.
Yeah.
But
when they let Neymar go to Puma, you knew.
Yeah, I said
because
for Neymar,
was a big fish.
I was like, because his brand alone in Brazil is crazy, or South America, or in fact the world. But do you know what I mean? If you want to be like specific in a particular market, I was like, for Neymar, for them not to do him, I was like, boy, fair.
Yeah, once you don't do a player like that, you got something big coming. We'll go to Reebok, a brand that kind of went under the radar.
Yeah, I feel like recently they have, haven't they?
Yeah, feel like they've gone under the radar. Obviously, they sponsor the UFC, so that's where they kind of they're in a fighting market, whereas they were they used to own Bolton Stadium.
Yeah.
So
the Reebok.
JJ
Kocher days.
Yeah. They used to have Thierry Henry under them.
Yeah.
So Reebok were the brand. There was but people with lifetime deals, Shaquille O'Neal, massive, and Allen Iverson, who signed a lifetime deal, I think in 2001.
I feel like Hamilton used to be sponsored by Reebok.
But he's now Puma, isn't he? Yeah.
Because it was promoting some like next chunky shoes back then. But this was years ago.
Speaking of artists, Future.
Reebok?
Yep.
I think. Is he still with them?
I don't know, but Future was with them. Because if you're thinking about artists, Future was with them.
I was thinking Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, I know, but I know you're thinking Lewis Hamilton, but Future as an artist.
It's because you said speaking of artists.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know you're thinking of a racing driver, but my brain went.
Yeah.
Hamilton's an artist as well. He makes music.
Good singer.
Is Future with Reebok still?
He had the Hyperbeast in 2017. I don't know if he's still with them.
Because I knew they had a collaboration or something like that, but I don't know if he was with them. But yeah, that's one of them. If we go to, I'm gonna go to Adidas, and I'm gonna go to something completely different. So Adidas, we have Lionel Messi.
Yeah, the biggest. He's the biggest, man.
Yeah,
best player of all time.
Yeah, exactly. We have Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I can't even argue with that no more.
We have probably the most iconic deal, because he wasn't in fact, he was a sensational footballer. David Beckham.
To be fair, Beckham was the one that
started
the pioneer for the whole brand. Not even just football, but English football in particular. And you see it in his documentary, it's like
those Predators.
How people were so resistant to change then.
Yeah, it's true.
And David Beckham said, "I don't care." So I got my missus. I know I can kick ball. I know I want to enter life in this way, or like segue. He had a clear vision.
Yes.
And then boom. So
he evolves. He
really does. He really does.
And there's two more for Adidas. I'm gonna say Jude Bellingham is up and coming superstar for Adidas.
Yeah. The way they're redoing the Predator whole thing. Yeah.
He's like the poster boy for Adidas right now.
And obviously Zidane was Adidas.
Yes.
He's taking Zidane's shirt at Madrid. He's
Madrid at Adidas as well.
Yeah.
It's only right, isn't it?
But the final one for Adidas, one of the best players we should have seen, but never reached his potential because of injuries. Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Signed a ridiculous Adidas contract. I think
did.
he's still getting paid for it right now.
That's one thing, like...
Is it?
Yeah. Like, the positive of his thing is that he was fortunate to sign the deal with Adidas before his injury.
Yep.
Whereas, like, a lot of athletes you'll hear...
Got injured.
Yeah, you know they were going to be on route. Yeah, Derrick Rose still gets paid, apparently.
Yeah, still.
Sick,
Derrick Rose's contract so mad, they pay his brother and they pay someone else in his family. they pay in... Like
the whole family's on payroll.
Yeah, Adidas are really running up the
Bro.
piece for the whole family. So Derrick Rose's contract with Adidas is ridiculous, and it's one of the most iconic shoe deals because I don't think Adidas have done anything like that since. Because James Harden obviously signed with them, but it's not 14 year. See,
And this article was in 2013.
yeah.
Adidas is still tied down to a 14-year agreement with Rose.
So he's there till 2025.
Yeah. Oh, well, next year now, but
But
I was just double checking something.
he's still there.
jeez, yeah,
Another Adidas athlete,
that's mad still.
the fastest guy in the world, the whole world. No allows right now.
I was trying to think. I was like,
Yeah, he said the whole. What?
because you know, like with over the last year or two, with the 100-meter men,
It's been
it's getting-
switching,
yeah,
chopping
and I was trying to
changing.
think who these times we
Yeah.
shouldn't. We
should have
No
known.
allows came up in like episode 1 or 2. So
The whole world.
Yeah,
get me,
no allows, boy.
the world champ.
The
That's
world
it.
champ.
The
The
world
real world
champ.
champ.
No allows. You are. I agree
allows.
with you. No allows.
Yes.
We all agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's a good one also. So there's also a few just outliers with the Chinese brands. Obviously, Dwayne Wade was with Jordan and he was with Converse in his career, which I didn't know until today that he was with Converse at any point.
didn't know he was with Converse. I
Yeah.
knew the Jordan part, but
Maybe early.
Yeah. And he signed a brand. He signed a lifetime contract recently, 2018, with Li Nang,
yeah.
and he's got his Way of Wade line. And
basically does like a tour in China like every off season. Well, when
Yeah.
he was playing, I think even still now probably.
yeah, goes to Beijing and
Yeah.
does that sort of stuff.
Bro.
Then there's also Clay Thompson, who signed with Anta, another Chinese brand, which is good for him. It's worth quite a bit of money, to be fair. In
Did
terms of
Dwayne
incentives.
Wade get someone else under Li
Nang?
I
feel like he has, but I don't know.
I feel like
he has.
saying Mitchell for the
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
I
might
feel
be
like I
wrong.
saw that.
It might be something else that they've got something, but I feel like he brought another athlete on. But yeah, let me check that. But yeah.
And then obviously we've got the current best player in the NBA, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. I don't know if you guys agree, but he's currently the best player in the NBA.
That's up for debate.
I said at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
He is.
But
No.
he's sick though. He's
He signed a shoe deal on Christmas Day, I believe it was, where he announced on Christmas Day with 361 Degrees, another Chinese brand. And he signed he signed a short term deal with them, but it's relatively iconic to see someone that's left Nike again, because that's someone I feel like Nike should have tried to keep, but I don't think he fits in with their brand picture.
That's what it is. He's not marketable like that
Yeah.
because he doesn't care about it. He just cares about riding his horses or going to watch horse racing. and
basketball
boxing.
is a 9 to 5 for him.
Basically,
Literally.
basketball's his job.
Like he's looking for the off season so he could do this.
Yeah. So that's another one of those deals where it's like, well, it's different, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm gonna go back in time, and then I'm gonna come back to the three most iconic ones that we probably have had in the world. So there was one that really stuck out to me, and that was Jesse Owens. So Jesse Owens back in 1936 signed a deal. Well, he wore Adidas and Puma at the Olympics, and the shoe was called the Dazzler's Brothers Original Track.
Dazzler's Brothers original track.
That's what it was called.
Fair.
And the story was they didn't actually want him to wear it because of the times. They didn't want Jews or blacks to wear their shoe because of it was a Nazi Germany. But the man actually wanted to get they had to get him the shoe through his coach. And then they managed to get him the shoe, and obviously he's won the 4 gold medals with that shoe on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's iconic, and it's kind of changed the game and what Adidas were. Obviously they're a German brand, but that kind of pushed them more to the forefront because you had the fastest man in the world and probably one of the most famous men in the world at that time wearing their shoe. And it just cultivated change.
Yeah.
Cultivated change, and someone doing something like that with someone's shoe that they don't want you to wear, how iconic that is. Kind of like is, for me, one of the most iconic kind of shoe deals, or one of the most iconic things you can see, because it wasn't meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of means more. It might not have been worth money, but it meant more to...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It meant,
especially then.
Yeah, it meant more to the world to see someone, okay, cool, he's wearing that shoe.
Yeah, it's about the statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, statement over money.
Yes. So, Jesse Owens, definitely. And then another one, Cheryl Swoops, who is a WNBA basketball player. She was the first female athlete to have her own signature NBA sneaker named after her.
Big up Cheryl Swoops.
History maker right there.
No, for real.
And her trainer was called the Nike Air Swoop.
Fair?
So Nike have been on this, trying to cultivate change, and Nike have been that brand.
Yeah.
So big up Nike for that also. And
Nike do some sick things when athletes hit like major accomplishments, or like they done it for beginning of this week or end of last week. The most winningest, I hate that word, winningest coach. It's such an American term.
thing. Yeah.
Winningest coach in
Make up anything,
basketball. But it's I believe it's a women's college basketball coach. She's overtaken, what's the Coach K's wins.
Okay, nice.
And they presented her with like a bomber jacket, but like all the stripes, you know, like when you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but across the jacket. It was I saw it on Twitter the other day. I was like, it's actually quite hard. And they always do those kind of stuff, like, or little adverts or little something when someone hits a milestone for them.
Yeah, Nike are good at doing those sort of things. And then obviously I spoke about Venus Williams before with the Reebok deal. But I feel like she obviously she was 20 years old when she signed a 5-year $12 million contract. This was back in 2000, so that was
that's money.
Think about 12 million, that's basically 120 million
money.
So, and that was in the time when she was on a 35 match win streak, and that included winning the Wimbledon, US Open, and the Olympics all in the same year. So that's just iconic in terms of what she did in those shoes. And yeah, just for the woman out there, basically, like, she's just an inspiration for them.
Definitely. Then her sister just took it to
another
next
level.
levels, man.
Serena took it, and she's
ran with it.
Ran with it. One of the greatest athletes of all time, bro.
Yeah, easily. And to end, I'll just do the top 2 iconic ones for in the world, I'd say. So the number 2 would be the Converse.
Yes,
because the Converse had obviously
they had the early showman basketballers.
Yeah,
Julius. They had all of
everyone. Dr. J, Magic. They had Larry Bird. They literally had everyone from like the 70s to the 90s. And that was kind of where everyone wanted to be. Yeah. And that was obviously, now they've branched out and they've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I feel like he fits their brand perfectly in terms of what they're trying to do.
That was after a long hiatus though. But listen, big up them, because I remember they had, you know, those usual Converse that we all used to have. Yeah. And there used to be a period of time here where we all used to wear them.
100%.
Used to get them from America. The ones that always got them from America were always the sick ones.
But it's mad, yeah, because I remember when I first started wearing Converse, I'll be like, how did these men actually play basketball? I've never found Converse.
They're not comfortable.
Never at all.
I don't find
it was more of like
either.
A fashion statement.
They look nice.
I was like, cool, I have to feel pain to look good, but I hear it. You get me? And I was like, bro, how did these men actually going up and down the court? Because that's what they were actually wearing, innit? So I was like, this,
which then ties into with the most iconic shoe deal, or the most iconic shoe deal ever, which everyone's gonna know.
Yeah,
Jordan brand.
Yes, and then Converse tried to get MJ. It was between
Converse, Adidas, and Nike.
Yeah.
And the way it worked was obviously at the end of the day, Jordan's mum kind of secured the deal with saying that Michael Jordan's going to get royalties off of the shoes. Because obviously Nike didn't feel like they were going to sell that many until they realized who they signed. And they realized how much money they're now paying him each year.
There wasn't even in basketball at that point.
No, not at all.
So, what a story.
And he kind of was the one that took Nike from a running brand, because they were just a running brand, they're an athletics brand, really, to what they are now. So he's the most iconic shoe deal, or he's probably the most iconic brand in sports,
without a doubt. Like,
because of what he's done.
His shoe deal is number one.
Yeah,
in history.
Yeah, clear. No one's touching it
in history.
No one can ever touch that.
Because like you said, it probably most likely opened the door for other sports.
100%.
For the way Nike ventured in other sports and stuff. So yeah, and the fact that he's got his own brand under Nike, I'm like.
Yeah, and bro, you don't even think of, when you think of Jordan, you think that's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you don't think Nike like that.
No, you don't think of Nike. You think that's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, some people they might not even know it's under Nike.
No, you wouldn't. And you see people now signing to the Jordan brand.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and they got a lot of great players. They got Luka Doncic.
They got Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Mate,
they got Zion Williamson.
Even the team PSG, bruv.
Yeah, it's true.
Their deal's ending next year, I believe. But even then, it's like
they had some good kits, man.
Yeah. Because I think they opened up, was it in New York? I might be wrong. I feel like it was somewhere in America, one or two places.
The Jordan store.
Yeah,
Paris. The mad thing one.
Was it a Jordan store in Paris?
Yeah, there's a mad one in France. It's open recently.
No, but I feel not Jordan store. Sorry, in somewhere in America, it might be New York or somewhere. They've opened up like an actual PSG store.
Oh, okay.
Just and I remember seeing it. I'll
one.
find it for you lot, after this or at some point. But I was like, bro, that's nuts. Like, obviously, like, I was like, if it's a football team, it's more likely to be an English Premier League team that you'll do that. If it's overseas like that, but I was like, bro, that's because of the Jordan brand. They can do that. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. So that's kind of what the iconic shoe deals in sports have done, and what you can see they've done. Obviously, another big one would have been Tiger Woods, and he's recently left Nike.
Yeah, which was a bit somewhat surprised. Yeah, left like 2 weeks ago or so.
And he signed a massive deal. Obviously, he was the cover of all the PGA Tour golf games. He was using their equipment. He's been Nike of golf. Obviously now it's Rory McIlroy.
Even through all the little madnesses he's had. He's always been with Nike.
Yeah.
No one dropped. I mean, others dropped him. Nike didn't.
No. So, yeah, but that's kind of sums up like the iconic shoe deals in sports and what they kind of mean to the world and how they've changed the world in terms of the sports world. Anyway.
Fair.
So yeah, man.
That was actually pretty good because obviously I knew we were going to talk up, but I was like, you do your thing with that one. Like, no. That was good, man. Cool. Well, obviously we've mentioned multiple NBA players, so we might as well stick to NBA. And to be fair, there's been things over the last couple of days. Which one do we want to kick off with?
Let's start off with the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Yeah. Yes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very
to
interesting.
say the least.
What's your thoughts on that one though? So the Bucks have sacked their head coach.
And I believe their record is 30 and 13 and they're the second seed in the East, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which third best record overall in the NBA. Initially when I saw it, I was like, cause we didn't even discuss it prior. I was just like, I remember tweeting saying, yo, what the fuck? Like, my language. Like, first time head coach. I said it's either coming from the stars.
Yep.
Or I can't remember what my other half of my tweet was, but I was like, yeah, the initial news just was like, yo, you get me?
Yeah.
But going back, obviously it rarely happens, but the Cavs did it with David Blatt.
Yes.
And the Cavs were 30 and 11 then. And they were like, right,
gotta go.
Like, because even in the Bucks games, the ones that I've watched and stuff, and just even reading stuff or going back, they're not. it's like they're scraping through so many games.
Yeah, they're not
like,
winning convincingly for their team they have.
Defensively, they're not solid like that. Obviously, losing Drew Holiday is a big thing, innit? You get me?
You could see that.
And we did state that, and I'm like, bro, like, if you're gonna blame it on the coach like that, it's also the personnel that's around. He didn't build the team.
Nope. That team was built before he got there.
So, and then supposedly, I think I was reading last night that
he's a first year coach, isn't it?
Yeah, supposedly fell out with
Giannis.
all the players. They've just stopped listening to him, kind of flex. And I was like, maybe that's why they're winning the way they are. They're just doing their own thing.
Yeah, it looks like it. I feel like I've watched a few things today and heard what people have had to say, but it was for me it's an odd decision just because of the hiring that they've made. That's why it's the most odd decision for me.
I said clutching.
Yeah,
this guy's clutching to that ring that he got.
Who?
Doc Rivers. That's why
it's not fully announced.
It's so odd.
But they said in the next 24 hours it's gonna be announced.
I saw it before we started recording.
But it's just if you're firing, I understand that the team may not be playing or may not be listening to him, but he's a first year head coach, so in some way he's got to stamp his authority. He's got to come in and do something different.
On Doc, I sent this to myself last night. I was like, to say to you today, Doc served as an informal consultant to Adrian Griffin that was just sacked.
What's going on in the Bucks in the Milwaukee?
So, like, and obviously Sham said today that
I have a theory,
Doc's
though.
agreed the deal, blah blah blah, etc. But I'm like, bro, like, how are you choosing a man that's been a consultant, formal or informal, to the guy that you've just sacked?
It's kind of like a snake, man.
It's like basically Doc might have just said, "Yo, do this," but it's not the right thing.
Yeah.
It's either Griffin done one or two things. He either done an email Udoka.
Bro, that was my tweet. I think I said he's either done something behind the scenes, or the Stars said get him out.
Or the players, they had a meeting anyway. They had the players meeting.
But yeah.
They had the players meeting. I thought, this guy got to go, man. He's just a waste, man.
I think it's a latter. I think it's a second one because I don't see him doing an email Udoka.
Don't know.
But you don't know. Obviously, you don't know.
They might just be keeping it on the hush hush this time, learning from past mistakes.
Yeah.
It is true, but I don't see it
even
being
that one shouldn't have come out the way it did.
Yeah, no, it didn't. I got my own thoughts on that one, but that's for another day.
But I don't see it being that. I feel like Giannis has got a lot to do with it because I feel like if he is not happy, nothing is going to run.
Yeah, of course. Milwaukee, small market. You have to make that guy happy.
Yeah,
as happy as possible, bro.
So I feel like he wasn't happy with what was going on. I don't think the team's running as fluid as they should be running. I heard obviously one of the assistant coaches came from Portland with Dame and fell out with the coach in training camp, Adrian Griffin in training camp.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because of how he was trying to stamp his authority on things. So I feel like from there I don't think they got off on the best foot.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of carried over, and now it's like, you know what? I understand we're 30-13, but if we really want to win a title, are we going to win a title the way we're playing right now?
Yeah.
No. Do I think they're going to win a title with Doc Rivers? No. But
even though he's an NBA champion, no.
Yeah.
We've seen him in recent years.
So Doc Rivers has had literally he had Lob City.
failed.
He had Joel Embiid.
Failed.
He had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, KG, won one title.
Hall of Famers, man.
Yes. Rajon Rondo as well, sorry. I forgot to include him. But he won one title.
But the Cavs were in their way though, so I can understand that. Well,
no, because the Cavs were
no. There wasn't actually. There wasn't.
They were the young Cavs. Kobe Bryant was still the best player in the league them times.
Yeah.
But still to that point, with that team, you need to be able to win more than one title. You've gone to so many places and have failed, and now you're going to get another job. It's so confusing. But that's a story for another day, as anyway, Doc Rivers. But the decision on the coach, I don't agree with the sacking, but I don't personally know what's gone on.
Yeah.
But 30-13, I feel like winning cures all in the NBA or in sports anyway. If you're winning,
Yeah, 30.
I mean, if
30 and 13 will just make you look deeper into what's going on.
obviously, if they go on to win the chip, then
It's a good
the
decision.
rest is history.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to say anything. Like, the Cavs, David Black went...
Just
and
a
to be
big
fair,
if,
even
man.
when the Lakers, the Cavs were winning games, then I was like, he ain't... It's nothing special. You could
Yeah.
probably see LeBron was fed up.
Yeah.
Tyronn Lue comes in and they win the chip that
Yeah.
exact same season. So, if it works out, everyone will say, him.
Yes.
Get me? But right now, it just seems way too fugazi.
Very fugazi.
Such a time to do it as well. It's like
Should
middle
just
of the
wait till
season.
All-Star break. And
Yeah.
Nah, to be fair, I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, do it now. So I weren't fully against it. I just want to know the actual reasoning.
Which we're never probably gonna
Yeah,
get.
which we're not. But I think I remember seeing like JJ Redick spoke about on his podcast today. I've not watched it, but just seeing a quote and he was like, "This is effing insane," and stuff like that. So where that just goes on to, I think it's more so as well like the Doc Rivers hire. Like,
That's what's
Come on,
not
man.
serious, man. Give
Bring back
Mark
Mark
Jackson
Jackson.
a chance. Give Mark Jackson a chance,
like, bro,
man.
but it seems he's been blackballed.
Yeah. Give Van Gundy just give someone. Doc Rivers can't keep doing this.
Like, bro.
Don't want to see him. Are you a Milwaukee fan? Are you a Bucks fan?
no, just a
okay.
Giannis fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Nige thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're kind of a Bucks fan.
No, just a Giannis fan.
Yeah,
Giannis
but
fan.
it's like you're a
But to be
LeBron
fair,
fan.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're a fan of the team when they're there.
No, but
So when,
Deji F's with Harden more than Giannis, and it's funny because they both don't like each other.
so you're a Clippers fan more than.
Yeah, I'll say I watched their games more than Milwaukee games.
Yeah, I understand that. I can't watch the Bucks play anyway. I don't like their
Because
style of
I've been
basketball.
watching
Their
the
style this
development of
season's
that
not
team.
good.
Yeah.
I've watched games and I've not been happy that I've
Yeah.
watched it.
I don't like watching the Bucks play.
No, big man thing.
It's
Like,
you watch, you're thinking, bro, this is eyesore.
yeah,
It's like watching Burnley play in the Prem. No disrespect.
Yeah,
or just a good team that is like, they're good, but that's it. Because that goes back to the coach. It might have been a real coaching issue. Because like last season or seasons before, even Budenholzer, even though people might have said he's not a great coach, like because they had a clear identity,
Yeah.
like I'll understand it and I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, this is why it's working for them, like on their defense, etc.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and all that jazz. So yeah, don't know. We'll see if that works out and when Doc Rivers gets hired. Well, I believe he has been, but moving
Bad
on to a more
decision.
positive note.
Doc Rivers.
Joel Embiid, who we mentioned early on, who had a historic night of 70 points. If he stayed in the game, could have potentially had 90. If he, because when Walt had 100 points, apparently Walt played every single minute.
Yeah.
So, and Joel Embiid done it, I think, in 37 minutes.
Yeah.
The 70 points.
listen, Wemby was getting cooked.
He was, and he ended up with 30. He actually had a good game.
He had 33 or something
He
like
had
that.
33, which is so mad.
You see when you have
His 33
33,
fully cancelled.
but your up has 70, is rubbed out, man.
You're right. You're right.
You know that Adrian Broner thing. I'm getting cooked.
But what a night. What a night.
Mate, and
70 points.
No, sorry, continue on that. I'll say something after.
Yeah, 70 points. He's going for MVP, but I want to see this Joel Embiid in the playoffs.
Postseason.
This is
That's
what I wanna
literally
see.
it.
That's what I wanna
Because for me, he's at this rate, he's more or less back-to-back MVP as long as he continues and plays
Stays
the
healthy. Yeah, 65
plays
games.
the 6. Is it 65?
Yeah, 65 games.
Because he missed not quite a few games, but he missed a few, and I'm like, other people will give that leeway, but if he has that pattern across the season, then you'll be like, okay, cool. But I believe he's the fourth person in NBA history to be averaging 35 plus points.
Yeah, see.
So only MJ, Kobe,
Didn't
James
do
Harden,
it? Yep.
and now
Bah, bah, bah,
Embiid.
bah, bah.
Yes.
And even listening to Nick Wright, whatever day it was on First Things First, Embiid's averaging more points per minute than Wilt did in Wilt's season where he averaged 50.
My goodness.
Because Wilt
He's
played
playing
every minute of every game.
Yeah.
Whereas Embiid's only averaging like 30 something minutes. So he's averaging point wise per that minute either half a point more than Wilt did that season.
Right.
Yeah, he's doing things this
I
season.
was like, that's a stat
Crazy.
that I don't even know, but you know what? I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
You know what? You see those sports here, they love to bring out stats here that you haven't even thought of just to support a narrative.
I feel like that's American analysts in general.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. They like to do it quite
They
a
go
bit.
into more detail with stuff like that, but
They have
I was
time.
like, yeah, because that's when earlier you mentioned about Jokic being the best players. Like now people are saying Embiid is, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, postseason.
Yeah, it's conversation though. It's
Yeah.
definitely a conversation. Embiid is playing like the best player in the NBA right now.
And he cooked Jokic last week or the week before.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So
He just needs to do it when it counts. Well, he's not going to get there because they're on opposite sides, isn't it? So
Yeah, but you need to get there. You need to get to the finals, and then whoever you're playing against, you're
if
playing
they
against.
match up.
he has to go through Boston, it seems like.
Yeah,
I've like I said, I still think a team from the East is gonna win the chip.
win it this year. The East have been getting cooked for the last God knows how many years.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can never count out. Even though I had somehow had the Lakers getting to the final, I don't think that's happening.
With
But
that coach, you need to do what the Bucks have done and get Darvin out the building.
I've been saying, I think it's because you're not on Twitter like that.
Yeah,
bro.
maybe.
I've been saying get Darvin Ham out, and like
He needs to be
I'm,
escorted out.
I'm
the
with
building.
Laker Nation, so I'm up late nights. I follow a couple Lakers pages. I'm like, bro, he needs to go. Just walking around with his hand in his pocket, you're pissing man off, bro.
I'm seeing LeBron sub himself out of the games.
Like, bro.
I don't know what's going on down
But
in LA.
On that same night, Kat had 62 points. Carl Anthony Towns, which is phenomenal in itself, but in a losing effort.
Nah.
You just start laughing. Cats are funny, man. We say this, but yeah, I mean, 62 points. Not a lot of players get to to that landmark.
I reckon having chatting to him would be so funny, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I can't come on the podcast, man. Come to the UK and fly us out.
I'm still laughing.
I just think he'll be so funny.
In a losing effort to the Hornets, who just traded Terry Rozier.
Yeah, they did. For Kyle Lowry.
And then Schlack, bro.
Why?
He had.
I don't really understand that trade.
Were you
but
saying that they sat him out the final few minutes?
yeah,
of that
sat
game?
him out for last 3 minutes because he was chasing points and he weren't playing defense. But the team weren't playing defense. Let me be honest. The team weren't playing defense at all.
And that's weird from the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Because they're the number one
And
ranked team in the
because the
West.
coach went off after the game. They asked him a question and he said a terrible defensive effort.
Fair.
Don't know what we're doing. But I feel like he sat him because he was chasing the 70 points. Or he was just chasing points. You get what I'm
Yeah.
And at that point, sometimes he gets to a point where you're shooting your team out of the game.
He had like 7 turnovers when I looked at the stats.
Yeah.
So,
But he had a great first half.
That's like point guards.
Yeah.
Numbers.
yeah.
But he had a great first half. But
even
his
then,
second
that's
half,
crazy high.
wasn't as
still
good.
high, yeah.
So he kind of cooled off. But
But I was seeing from 3, I think he shot 10 of 15.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane for anyone
man.
in general, but
Yeah,
for a big man, that is
Yeah.
crazy good.
do you know when they said big men? They said a few years ago, now it was a guards league. Boy, the big men have come back in a big way.
It's shown even
it's the
when
shift, innit?
Yeah.
when there's NBA champions, it always comes back and
Yeah.
kind of shows itself out that it's not
Yeah.
really a guards league.
Steph
the
made
anomaly.
it. Yeah,
Do
Steph
you know
made
what
it
I
a
mean?
guards league for the 8 years where him and I say 8 years, about 5-6 years where him and LeBron were going back and
Bar
forth.
that, guards rarely lead their teams to
Yeah.
championships.
It's true.
It's hard.
It is because you haven't seen it really in the past.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas,
Exactly. So
Michael Jordan.
yeah.
It's actually a rarity.
Yeah.
But even then,
you got
MJ
Kobe.
was like a bigger guard.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
6'6".
Kobe, they're like
yeah.
small, but yeah.
But no point guards really
Yeah.
lead their teams to championships. You can see like in Houston with the when obviously CP3 and Harden were there, how difficult it was to just win the championship anyway.
Wow,
To be fair, they come across the
person
Warriors, though.
opposite was mad, fam.
It was Steph and KD.
Yeah, it was the Warriors, bro.
Yeah,
So-
it was. So yeah, that's the interesting thing in the NBA. To be fair.
So, and obviously both Embiid and Kat done it on the same night, and it just happened to be on the anniversary of the night Kobe hit 81 as well.
Yes.
So apparently over the last couple of years, that night is always a special night in the NBA scoring wise. So
Is that the night when Donovan had 70 last time?
potentially,
Yeah.
because his was 71 last
Yeah.
season. Yeah.
And then obviously Lillard had 70 as well, didn't he? He was in the 70s.
Yeah. Yes.
There's been a lot of massive
Those
nights.
career highs are crazy.
Yeah.
Been a lot of
70
massive nights.
points, fam.
But I feel like a lot of the players, personally, I feel like a lot of players could put up these numbers. Like, I feel like Steph could do it one night if he just said, I'm not passing the ball to no one.
But I feel like with a shooter, it's
It's how
Like
hot
that.
you get.
Tiring,
Yeah.
man.
That too.
tiring.
You got to put up 40 plus shots.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. But to be credit to Embiid, well, like Embiid
he shot 20 free throws, I swear.
Yeah, but
20.
Yeah.
20,
He gets to the line a lot though.
And then most of his was dunks and mid-range. Like for a big guy, his mid-range is a joke.
His
so good.
everything
It's
is a joke.
Like,
Even for a
'cause I
big man,
think he
for a
only
basketball
shot
player,
2
he's
or 3 threes or something like that. So
he's special though.
and then on another mid-range specialist, one of the best ever, Kevin Durant.
Oh God!
Did you see in his presser, like they told him about Cat 62 and then Embiid 70 and he goes 70 or so, like it's like meme worthy.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like KD had like 44 or 43 that night. I think this had like back-to-back games with 40 plus.
Yep.
Sorry, quickly on Embiid, he's 21 straight games, I believe, of 30 plus points.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. He's on a tear that we haven't seen before.
He's on a mission.
I feel like that's like that
it.
James Harden that he was on. But yeah, KD saying on whatever interview, etc., that he should be in the GOAT conversation. Or why isn't he in the GOAT conversation? He says he's done
enough to be in it.
Yeah, basically along those lines. And like Kevin.
How many people are actually in the GOAT conversation?
For me, it should only
Like 3?
Yeah,
3 or 2.
So if there's 3 in the GOAT conversation in the NBA, who do we have? Michael Jordan?
Yep.
LeBron.
James.
Yep.
Who's our third? The third
Kobe.
always chops and changes.
Nah, I think for the older generation, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. For us, it might be Kobe.
You have I feel like there's a
Magic.
lot. People love Kobe so much; he's their favorite player.
Yeah.
That they put him to that level.
Okay.
But I don't think they're honest with themselves.
Right.
There's only a
But
few that
he has got the champ. He has got.
No,
the
he has.
You could put Steph there.
I won't say
But
no.
then you got Magic.
Go because
Yeah, you do.
So
Only really 2 then.
That's the thing. I feel like for Kevin Durant, you have to
consistently,
top 10. You have to get in the top 10
alone.
before you can be in the GOAT conversation.
I guess he's just creating headlines though.
But I'll be honest, how many men? If there's only 3 men in the GOAT conversation, and one of them is playing, LeBron, and one of them, Michael Jordan.
We know he's not better than LeBron. So.
Yeah. So like that's why you can't be in the GOAT conversation, because if you're not better than the best player that's playing right now, it's
Then that's
difficult to not the best player, but the best player that's played in this generation.
Yeah.
Then how can you be in that conversation?
Yeah, I probably got to listen to what he was saying, but
I'm actually going to go back and watch
applying.
it, but I've seen like a lot of people's responses or his quote to it and stuff. And then I've obviously KD fans will pop up on my timeline and defend him in any type of way. I'm like, bro, he's the one that made the statement, so people are allowed to push back.
What I do get though is if he said, not the GOAT conversation, one of the best basketball players of all time, instead of being, as we differentiated earlier with the Djokovic and Federer, if he said,
of course he would be in that
if
conversation.
he said I'm one of the best basketball players of all time, I would say hands down, you're probably top 5.
Yeah.
Hands down, you're probably top 5.
Of course.
I might even say you're top 3.
Talent-wise, skill set, everything. Because it was even on Gilbert Arenas' show or something. I saw the clip of him saying KD's more skilled than LeBron, but he said he's not a better player. He said he's more skilled. And I was like, fair, you can have that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But, because even if KD is people's goats, whatever, it is what it is. But in this generation alone, KD, Steph, KD.
Yeah.
Because Steph won that championship
Without him.
Recently.
He's won twice without him, innit? So,
the
one he's won
where
finals
now he's
MVP.
finally again because of finals MVP and stuff like that. It's like, bro, like Steph just about broke into people's top 10s, etc.
Recently, after 4 titles.
Yeah, KD's on the. He's always been given leeway because he's so skilled.
Yeah,
I won't say leeway because if you want to argue it, it's fair in it, but it's like, bro, if the conversation is about him breaking into the top 10, how's it just gonna escalate straight to go? Obviously, himself, if he sees himself as that, you can't say nothing against that. Innit?
That's great if he does, but GOAT. Nah, I wouldn't say that.
I feel like he's trying to say he's one of the best basketball players of all time. And if you're saying that, bro, I agree with you 100%. You are one of the best basketball players of all time. I'm saying top 5 basketball players, skill wise, you are there. But GOAT is a different discussion. It's the greatest of all time. It's what you've done. It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just your performance.
It's everything holistically. Like,
yeah.
everything.
Literally. Like, the reason why Michael Jordan is most people's GOAT is because he's 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. It's what he's done. It's his brand. It's his aura. It's how he carried himself.
He's the most fed player in the game.
Yeah, it's literally the killer instinct. It's what he did. It's everything about him. The reason why LeBron James is in that conversation is everything about him and more. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're the man that says, I just want to play basketball and chill. If you just want to play basketball and chill, what's the problem? You don't really want to be in these conversations.
Yeah.
You don't need to be.
You don't have that killer instinct either.
Does not need to be.
With those type of sport, like as NBA especially, the leadership aspect plays a big role.
100%.
Like, as much as people don't want to say it, like, it does, in the sense that when a lot of basketball players say, I just want to hoop, it's like, bro, if you're at that level as well, your whole, you don't have to be leadership by crazy vocal or everything, but it's just how the whole presentation, everything, the aura, everything. Because you can imagine MJ, just even watching back old docs, he doesn't seem as like he was crazy vocal, but everyone knew.
Respected him.
Yeah, when it's time to him to shut shit down or etc. Blah, 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 or lads, we're going to do this. Just paraphrasing all that jazz. How it goes. LeBron, you've seen how he leads teams.
Yeah, everywhere he goes.
Everywhere he goes. But you might not like it, but he's got
Yeah,
so much people paid.
Respect it, man.
He's got so much people paid, one.
Yep.
Who knows how to control organizations in terms of coaches or not.
Yep.
And LeBron's always been, like, in terms of like the greatest players of all time, he's been the least fortunate and he's never really had a great coach.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, the others have had Phil
All
Jackson,
the others have, yeah.
Steve Kerr's been a great coach, like what he's done in the past.
Exactly.
And teams have always been set up to supersede him or to try and beat him.
Yeah,
They've
every
been
team
set up to beat him.
So it's like, bro.
And KD's kind of moved around too much. It's like you're going to find the next super team. That's what it feels like. It's like
and that will question leadership.
That's
or you're just going in terms of,
it's
I'm
getting
not
hard.
happy
Yeah,
here.
it's hard. It's too hard here.
Let me get a quick fix, etc. Obviously not saying, because he's been unlucky in terms of what's happened with his teammates.
Of course.
And injuries. Like,
of course.
A lot of that, I've understood that whole argument, that side of it, innit? But
he was like, one toe away from being in the finals again.
Yeah. Like, bro, like, a lot of the decisions as well you've made.
Yeah. It's not been...
You can't blame no one for that.
No one told you to go to the Nets.
Like, no, you could have been a Warrior still, you know. Could have been winning championships still to this day.
Mate.
Then we might have included you in the GOAT conversation because we could be 6 for 6,
bro,
7 for 7.
We'd
have been,
woo! I would have probably stopped watching more.
Yeah, I'd have been sitting here every week in a Warriors top.
It weren't part of the script.
Mate. But who would have thought he'd end up in Phoenix? But even like when he requests trade, it's like you're requesting a trade to someone that's already got these mad superstars. So it's like, bro. But as I said before, you're one of the best basketball players ever.
Yeah,
but
100%.
You're not. There's a reason why you're not in the GOAT conversation. It's just because you just want to hoop. And I respect it.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Yeah, we respect it. But
I feel like
the GOAT comes with more.
Yeah, with me, because that's the one other good thing I like about KD. Like, people think, he's very sensitive, which he can come across as very sensitive and stuff, but he actually engages back. He doesn't mind having these conversations.
Yeah, I like that about him.
And I do like that about him, because it showed during the Warriors thing when everyone was chatting shit when he was there. When he got on the court, he shut shit down.
100%. 100%.
Effectively let his basketball do the talking.
Which is what you need to do.
But bro, he was like, boom. Like, in terms of thick skin when he's playing, he's got one of the thickest skins I've seen as an athlete. Yeah. But off the court, you can argue that it's
finished.
Opposite.
Yeah, it's odd. It's a mad comparison. It's a mad transition.
But I just like the fact that he comes across as a very normal person. As
well. He's real. He's real. Yeah. He's as real as it gets.
I just feel like he's very normal. The whole. I've never had a burner account, but the burner account experience,
it's something that like, normal people would do.
Like, it's a normal thing.
The way he dressed, like he rolls up in trackies.
Yeah, bro.
He's nothing. He's just one. He's a brother. He's one of them. Yeah, he's chilling.
It's like, bro, I chill the man.
Just be on his phone. Be on Twitter. Yeah, I might say something mad, might not.
Yeah. So, we'll be like, I got time today. Let me start a debate. Boom. Yeah. And then, or whatever's on my mind. So I've always loved that about KD in that sense. So even if, like I say, he might come across sensitive. I've said it in the past. He previously might have been, but don't care at the same time.
Yeah, true.
As long as you back it up on the court, who am I to say anything, bruv?
That's me.
But KD, if you got time, check out Three Different Heads podcast. Come on down.
Listen, that'll be a monumental show.
When you're in London, hit us up,
mate. I'll call you the GOAT forever.
man. But yeah, man.
But yeah, I'll say speaking of GOATs, but potential GOATs to be. I guess we can lead into the NFL.
Yes. Rubbish, man.
And
that's a rubbish, man.
We'll start off with the first divisional game. That was the Texans at the Ravens.
Yep.
I was going to say at the Jackson because of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, basically.
And Lamar, second half especially, just played at a supremely high level.
Yep.
You see the way he runs, sometimes you think that this guy's not even running full speed, but he's just passing people. Just gliding past
He's like
all of them.
Shadow from Sonic and Shadow.
Yeah. He's just moving in and out of them. Then he'll just stop on a dime, then move forward again.
Yeah, he makes elite athletes look like children.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
He just makes it look so
easy. Because they even, I can't remember what else I was watching when they put up the high school clip where he does, he stops at the line,
and
the guy
walks through it
for a touchdown. And it's like, bro, he's actually doing that in the NFL.
He makes elite athletes look like kids. It doesn't make sense what he's doing.
Yeah,
the way he's been throwing the ball as well is,
mate, Lamar's playing at a supremely high level. We've given him bare flowers. I was gonna say enough, but it should never stop in that sense.
He's really
and he's won a big playoff game.
Go Ravens, man.
In fantastic fashion. We all know why Deji say that. But but obviously CJ Stroud had a hell of a season. The Houston Texans did in general. Supremely overachieved.
They should be proud of themselves
100%. For that. They've got a lot to build on with coach and quarterback and a bit of the roster. They've got a lot of players that are free agents from what I saw, but even then, it's always been an attractive destination because Houston. Of the city, as Jacobs previously said. But now with like the team itself, bro, and the division they're in,
you have a chance.
That AFC South, obviously the AFC in general is just scary because all the top 5 quarterbacks are in that division or that side of the. So and then the second game that night was
the Niners versus the Packers.
Was it that Saturday? Yeah, it was.
Great game.
That was
great game.
The Packers should have won.
Oh man, they threw it away a number of times.
They should have won.
A number of times threw it away. Firstly,
I can't believe Jordan Love's.
Firstly, their cornerbacks were throwing it away by not catching the balls.
Two pick sixes.
Brock Purdy threw them the ball.
2 pick sixes that they took to one of them.
Miracles do happen.
Savage took to the house against the Cowboys in the exact same fashion. He could have taken that to the house.
Dropped.
I
think they start thinking about what they're gonna do before they catch it.
Yeah. Which I think is a natural kind of instinct.
Get too excited, man. Thinking ahead.
You see the headline, innit? But that was a great game in terms of like just the tightness. Like we said, that's why we love playoff football because you really see who gets tight, who can overcome it. And I think that's credit to Brock Purdy because he didn't have a good game.
Not at all.
But he done it when it mattered.
Yeah, he came through.
He came through when it mattered.
But that shows the weapons they got because Christian McCaffrey kind of helped them.
He was consistent throughout the game. Yeah.
Obviously, Debo going out was a big loss for them. You can see how the game changed.
Apparently, he did not train today either.
I think he'll be there for the weekend though.
Yeah,
I think they'll just do some.
They'll inject him.
Yeah, the NFL way. And I think he'll be there for the weekend, which will be a big plus because I think they're going to need him because obviously, do you know what though? I feel like the Detroit Lions have a chance, but the Packers were like, that was the best I've seen the Packers for a long time. Jordan Love was out there looking like Aaron Rodgers, really and truly.
Yeah, the way he was throwing the ball as well,
You saw his immaturity in the last interception because there was no reason to throw it.
Just even like in the last quarter. kind of,
You could see he was getting tight. Like, he was like, I need to win this game. I need to press. And it's like, you don't need to press.
Yeah.
Like, do what you've been doing the last 3 quarters and just win the game.
I feel like for things like that, that's where home field advantage matters for. Because just say 100%. If the game was at Green Bay, you're not going to feel as much of the pressure as a young man. Right. Whereas, like, obviously, we're going to talk about Mahomes coming up soon. I always said the road thing is not a problem for me because he's Mahomes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true. You play on the road in the season anyway.
Yeah.
It's not big.
And I just feel like when you're at a certain level, like at your supreme level, that shit like that is not gonna phase you at all.
100%.
So that was a great game. And then Lions Bucks. That was a good game.
Yeah,
that was a good
real
game.
good game.
The Bucks had chances to win that game.
Yes, they did.
Credit to them as well. They should be happy about where they came.
100%.
Considering their season, because Baker was just a trial and error kind of thing.
The Mike Evans situation at the start.
They're way over cap space, so they couldn't really bring in players and stuff like that.
They did a great job getting to where they got to.
And it was a competitive game.
Yeah, real competitive. At one point, I was thinking they should have won it. They also, the coach made a big error at the end.
Going for 2.
Not even going for 2. The Lions made a mistake by taking a knee too early. They should have called a timeout, and they didn't call a timeout.
Yes.
And if they called a timeout, then you can drive down. You have 30. You had 35.
They have more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, you had 35 seconds to drive down the field. You have time.
Yeah, I definitely missed that part.
Yeah, they didn't. A lot of people missed that. The Bucks forgot that they had a timeout.
Yeah. Just call the timeout there, and you can drive down the field again. You have another opportunity.
And you've seen, that's where Baker's one of the best quarterbacks.
Yep.
When it comes in the clutch, Baker actually not always delivers, but he always gives his team a chance.
Yep.
He knows how to drive a field at the end of the game. So his interception was just more unfortunate compared to Jordan Love's.
Yeah.
Jordan Love's was just a
ridiculous decision. He went across his body, you cardinal sin as a quarterback he made.
But bro,
Baker's was a good play by the defensive.
Yeah, no, very good.
It was a safety, Deron Williams. I don't know if that's his name.
I can't even remember, but big up the Detroit Lions though. Yeah. Jared Goff. As long as he don't get pressured, he's a clean quarterback. And I think it's just massive for the city of Detroit in general.
You could see
they ain't been in a divisional championship game in 30 years.
Yeah. Well, they hadn't won a playoff game for 30 years.
Yeah.
So obviously winning the week before, but it's going to be an interesting game for them versus the Niners.
Yeah. It's going to be the only difference I'm going to see is the outside. The Lions are playing outside. They've been playing in the dome the last 2 games. They're playing outside. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. It was obviously raining when the Packers were playing the Niners.
The weather might affect Brock Purdy.
It could.
That's so true.
It could, but when you're outside, you've been in front of your home fans. You're going to San Francisco, who are one of the top teams. It's probably going to be the best defense other than the Ravens you played this season.
100%.
So.
And we saw what the Ravens done to them.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game as well. Sunday night's going to be interesting.
Very.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, the final game of the weekend was so worth it being tired for on Monday because I was in work, but I was like, firm it.
When I woke up, the first thing I done was looked at the score. I saw that we lost, I just balled up my fist. I just got out of bed.
Sorry, can you just talk about the 2 teams in particular?
You talk about it. Man.
No, you can bring it up. I just need to sip my water calmly, please. Do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what, This reminds me of... Oh, man, even boy out,
Sorry.
Man, even boy out,
Oh, man. Man has come with the Mahomes jersey. He was not messing around.
Sorry, Deji, what were you saying? Sorry, Deji, what were you saying, mate?
Listen, just be happy that we woke up this morning.
That's what Josh Allen said. I mean, it was a...
Oh, man.
It was a victory. Let's just put it like that. It was a very good game. Well, I'll say very good. It was a good game.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
But it showed us that like I was saying before, anytime we play and we've been playing good, we just down tools when we shouldn't. Then we had chances to win, we just didn't take them.
Defense couldn't stop anyone though.
Nah.
But this is where, again,
we just showed our immaturity.
Moments those who need to make things happen, make plays when at those particular times.
It's not like the ball was in Josh Allen's hand to win the game.
Bro,
yeah.
It was.
They
had their last 3 drives were 3 down and outs, basically.
Yep.
3 down and outs, but yeah, you know what?
We had like small opportunities to make big plays, but we just didn't make them, man. But that's been our story of this season, the whole season, anyway.
Yeah, it is true. I don't know if you were to be fair, I don't know if you guys were actually playing. If it was because we at one point, well, Joe said at one point that you guys can make it to the playoffs if you go on a run, but we were never saying you guys were playing particularly well.
Okay, even when they went on the run,
they weren't playing well because they should have lost a few games on that run, but they just won the odd game that you should have lost.
And I feel during that run, people were overhyping Josh Allen in that run
because he was throwing a load of touchdowns.
But there was games
interceptions as well.
He wasn't actually
because game managing half the time. Yeah,
and it showed in this game. Like, it wasn't a typical Josh Allen game.
No,
he threw the ball 39 times and only threw for 180 odd yards.
Yeah, he weren't taking shots. He was throwing check downs.
Everything was what he doesn't usually do.
Obviously, the shots that he take were either drop catches or like half chances. But it's like
he had that chance to Diggs that dropped the ball.
Yeah. Diggs probably should have caught that, but then the other one, it's like I feel like
you guys caught it at the right time.
Who MVS?
Yeah, you guys, your receivers found their hands.
But they did in the Dolphins game. It was literally only Kelsey that dropped balls in the Dolphins game.
The man that you
don't catch balls in the playoffs.
Yeah, they come prepared.
But I said this to you guys when we were struggling in the season. I said, just let us get to the playoffs. Just let us get.
Still fuck you though, innit? Like.
Right.
But you know what? I'll be honest. The Chiefs have been good. They have been good, but I'm gonna be honest with you. They came up against the Dolphins, who at that time were on the downwards course. We can be honest, but
which is fine.
They were on a downward spiral. But still, I don't even know where they finished in the AFC. Like 5th or 6th in the end because they lost that game.
6.
Yeah. So the Dolphins could have changed their fortunes around, but the Dolphins are the Dolphins, so we expected that from them.
They should have won the division.
Yeah. But we expected that from them. Then you go into the Bills. And I picked the Chiefs to beat the Bills because I didn't really believe in what the Bills were doing. Everyone's saying about Mahomes on the road, but it's Patrick Mahomes, one of the best player in the NFL. You get what I mean? So you're not gonna really be able to get in his head, do things that it's the road. He's playing football. He's been doing his whole life. He's on the road.
It's not, and he can't handle as well. And to be fair, the Chiefs seem to have our number in the playoffs anyway. But yeah, it's like when the Rockets used to play the Golden State Warriors. Like Golden State used to beat us all the time.
Oh, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was like 3 years in a row. It doesn't matter what stage in the playoffs it was, they'll just beat us.
Yeah, they had your number.
I mean...
Same thing with the Bills now. Like, it's their turn.
I mean, what can I say? I said it. I said, no matter our situation, just let us get in the playoffs. I don't mind. And obviously, like...
It's still annoying, though.
This one, the only reason why I won't even say over celebrated this, but I was really happy with this win is because of I feel like a lot of people have been trying to put Josh Allen at Mahomes' level for a while.
Really?
And bro, if you watch shows early this week, they said Josh Allen plays sensational.
Oh yeah, they were really bigging up Josh Allen's.
And I'm like,
I was thinking,
and a lot of people said he outplayed Mahomes and stuff like that, and I'm like,
I was sitting there
bro, how you can't outplay Mahomes?
If you'd done that, we would have won.
You can't outplay Mahomes and then
lose.
No, it's not even a lose. You had 37 minutes of the ball. The Chiefs had 23.
Yeah,
you had 180 throwing yards.
Yeah.
He had like 220 or whatever. Even he didn't throw more, but bro, the Chiefs, I think on all their drives, bar the kneel downs, it was and the McCall Hardman turnover, it was all points.
Yeah. 37 minutes of possession.
Bro,
you need to score more than you need to dominate the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Ravens have 37 minutes of possession, you're losing by about 20.
Bro, it's long.
That's
the thing that game just. The reason why I was even happy with the way we won it, I wasn't happy with our defense getting run on, but it just meant, okay, we can still adapt because that was like the old Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time our defense has been got at like that all season.
Yeah.
And I was like, the old Chiefs, I say old Chiefs, but the Chiefs a couple years ago, we were winning shootouts, or we were winning games where we didn't really have the ball because we were just scoring quickly.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, okay, cool. I know we can still adapt if we need to.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've just adapted to a lot of situations, innit? Throughout the season. It's not gone great, but like, bro, you've got the greatest player of the generation. You can't count him out. Like, he's just in his prime, entering, like...
Players like that just turn fortunes, man.
Mate, so...
But they've got the real test coming up on Sunday.
Yes.
When I say the real test, I think this is the biggest test in Patrick Mahomes' career.
100%.
This is the best defense he's ever going to go up against. It's probably the best quarterback he's going to ever go up against.
Best offense
as well.
Best all-round team.
Best all-round team he's ever going to face. And I feel like, you know what? Personally, I think it's Lamar's year. That's my.
It feels like it.
I've been saying that from way back. I said it's
I
going
hope
to be.
it is.
I've been saying it's the San Francisco 49ers.
That's right.
And it's going to be the
Baltimore Ravens
in the play.
If Ravens win it,
to be fair, I think I agreed when we done our Super Bowl picks. But I just said, I said if we get to the AFC Championship game and everyone, this is the matchup everyone's wanted to see.
Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to see. I didn't want to see, but I'll be honest, I didn't want to see Josh Allen versus Lamar because I knew the result.
And the thing is, like, both teams have so far so good in terms of so much respect for each other. The Ravens don't really talk smack about opposition anyway.
No, don't need to because they just killed them anyway.
Everyone that has spoke shit about the Chiefs, the Chiefs always finish them that next game. Like Dion Dawkins did for the Bills.
That he's the reason that Josh Allen didn't make that throw.
Then
listen, just be happy you woke up this morning.
I think the Dolphins DB after they lost, he goes, "I hope the Chiefs lose."
Yeah, you're doing too much.
Bear man, you've seen the Bengals speak on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
over years.
That was Mr. Apple,
bro. Because not even Eli Apple last year. Because was he there last year?
No, he was talking when he was there.
Yeah, but last year they were speaking when they were calling Borrowhead.
Oh yeah. Because that's when Mahomes' dad was going back in. Yeah, my baby boy.
Then
that's when we started moving like that.
The mayor of Cincinnati saying Mahomes is Joe Burrow's son, and it's like, bro, anyone the Ravens, I know they're not gonna do it, and even if they did, they can probably back it up, innit? So I'm 100% more skeptical. I won't say fearful, but just skeptical of the outcome because the Ravens are rightfully favourites for me.
So wait, so they're favourites for you?
But I'm still picking the Chiefs.
He's picking his team.
I have to pick my team.
So me and you are picking Ravens, yeah?
Oh yeah, but I was going Ravens to win it all from way back in the season. Yeah, I'm going Ravens 49ers Super Bowl.
But
I picked the call that ages ago.
If we don't win, I really want Lamar to win it.
I'll be honest. It might be a mad take, but I don't see the Chiefs scoring many points on the weekend. You know, I honestly don't see them putting up many points because the Ravens shut down. I know Mahomes is different, but the Ravens shut down everyone that comes in their building. When I say everyone, they shut down everybody.
Didn't shut down Matt Stafford.
Not really.
He put up 31.
He did. But then if they
don't 31 or so, something.
Yeah,
like
that was the worst defensive day.
Yeah, he ain't around no more though. So
but he said like one did, and I'm like,
but that was their worst defensive day. To be honest, that was.
Yeah.
That's their worst defensive day they had in the season. And if they have a bad defensive day, guess who comes to the party? The best player in the team.
No, facts. But this week, that just went was our worst defensive day, the Bills game.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think the Chiefs have conceded more than 21 points before this weekend.
But you also haven't won a game. This is the first game you've won when other team has scored more than 20. When
they've scored more. They've scored, yeah.
Yeah, so
because the Ravens are first in most statistical defensive categories. The Chiefs are second in those Ravens ones that they're first. Yeah, my only difference between the two defenses is that obviously Ravens are first in most things, Chiefs are second in most things, like I said, but the Ravens get takeaways way more than the Chiefs. And I think I said that to you a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I feel like that's been the only somewhat negative slight on the Chiefs defense. They don't get enough takeaways.
They just freeing out.
They're second in sacks.
Yeah.
And like points, all that jazz, blah, blah, blah. But it's actual takeaways, bruv. Yeah. Like they're on the field much longer. Do you know what I mean? So you'll eventually tire out all that jazz. That was my only fear with the Bills game is like our defense has been on the field for time.
Yeah.
Running the ball, like, bruv. But they showed out when they needed to. Get me? And they've done that throughout the season. But we'll just pick our Super Bowl picks now. You get me?
Super Bowl picks.
I mean,
Oh yes, who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Matchups are gonna,
Matchup will determine that.
and you're gonna obviously stick with Ravens.
The Ravens and the Niners are my Super Bowl picks. They've been them for months. Well, yeah, they have for months, so that's who I'm sticking with.
And to be fair, that was kind of mine months ago, but now we're here.
I have something to confess. I've seen the script. The script says Ravens and Lions.
Do you know what? Dej, your script, I might have seen half of it. Because I'm going out on a limb. The Super Bowl matchup is going to be the first game of this season's NFL. The Lions versus the Chiefs.
Okay.
Both the underdogs are winning this weekend. To be fair, I'm just going out on a limb. I was never going to back against the Chiefs anyway, but the second game, there's more on a limb.
Yeah.
Bro.
The Lions are good though, man. The Lions could do a job.
Jared Goff's been in this situation. He's been to a Super Bowl. As much as people like to talk on his name, do you know what I mean?
He's been
there, man.
And
he's like a man that's been there before.
Yeah, man. And it's just, go on, Detroit, man. Do your thing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually don't care who wins that game because I don't care who the Chiefs face. But I say who the Chiefs face, like, we have to win them both. We don't have to, but it's great. It's more of a must win for Lamar than Mahomes, but it's a must win for Mahomes in the sense of the dynasty for the Chiefs.
Right,
so I say dynasty for must win for the Chiefs. Sorry, not Mahomes, but in that sense. So yeah, but looking forward to it. And the AFC matchup's the first game on Sunday. So yeah, that. It's a sad situation that the NFL is ending soon. But
be a good one.
Still got more to talk about. You get me? Off-season stuff.
Yeah.
Still a lot of all the coaching stuff that we spoke about last week and all that jazz. But yeah, I guess we can wrap it up.
Made me sick, man. Made me sick.
You made me sick last week. Was it last week or whenever you were
flinging the Bills jersey?
Yeah, man.
Get me. Mahomes. Actually.
Is what it is, man.
Guys, don't bet against 15. That's all we're saying. Don't bet against 15. But hey, get me 15. Chiefs Kingdom. Hey, Joel, we signing out, baby.
It's Dej signing out.
It's Jacob signing out. Like and subscribe.
What he said.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And what he said. Switch it up for y'all. Peace.
Thank you for listening.